Can two AI giants build a fully functional, polished Flutter expense tracker in 2026 from a single prompt? No backend, no database, just pure UI, UX, charts, and state management logic. Today, it's the ultimate mobile dev showdown, Gemini 3 Pro versus Claude Opus 4.5. One of them built a dashboard so clean I'd actually ship it to the App Store. The other? Well, let's just say it needed a tiny nudge to cross the finish line. Both of them built the dashboard so clean. One is more polished that I'd ship it to the App Store. The other? Well, not bad, but may need a tiny nudge to cross the finish line.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to VibeGig, the channel where we vibe code with the absolute bleeding edge of AI to see what's actually possible. Today, we are tackling a classic but tricky challenge, a Flutter expense tracker. And hey, speaking of vibe coding, we're building the ultimate home for this movement at vibegigs.com. It's the social network for developers, prompt engineers, and indie hackers who are building in public with AI. Share your prompts, show off your chaotic prototypes, find gigs, and connect with other builders. It's raw and live. If you're tired of coding alone, come vibe with us. Huge shout out to the early adopters, smashing the like button. Let's get into the setup. I gave both Gemini 3 Pro and Opus 4.5 the exact same constraint-heavy prompt. We need a complete single-session expense tracker, in-memory storage, no Firebase, no SQL, custom categories, date pickers, and input validation, a dashboard with a visual chart, pie or bar, and date range filtering. And it has to be responsive, working on both mobile and web. Here's the kicker from the prompt. Focus on code quality, readability, and a premium feel. Generate complete, self-contained, error-free code. I ran the prompt once. No fix this error, no make it prettier, just one shot. I ran Flutter run-d Chrome on both outputs. Here is what happened. First up, Gemini 3 Pro. Boom, it spit out a perfectly modular folder structure. Very organized. I pasted it in, hit run, and it worked instantly. Zero red screen of death. The one-shot promise was kept. The UI? It went for a very standard Material 3 look using a teal seed color. It implemented a classic. It correctly identified and implemented FL chart. The interaction is solid. Filtering works perfectly. You change the date range and the provider logic updates the UI instantly. Downsides? It feels a bit safe. It's reliable, functional, but it doesn't scream custom app. It feels like a template you'd get from the official docs. But for a one-shot generation, it's rock solid. Now, Claude Opus 4.5. Claude went for a different vibe. It chose a custom indigo color palette and ditched the fab for a proper bottom navigation bar. It feels slightly more SaaS application and less tutorial app. It also included a really nice dedicated empty state widget, so when you have no data, it doesn't just show a blank screen, it shows a polished icon and message. Nice touch. But did it run perfectly? Not exactly. On the first run, it threw a small compilation error. A simple problem, nothing major. I gave it one feedback prompt, literally just pasted the error message, and it fixed it instantly. So not a pure one-shot, but a very impressive two-shot. Once running, the polish shows. The spacing, the shadows on the cards. Opus definitely has a better eye for design out of the box. Let's break it down. Visuals/polish, Opus 4.5 wins. The custom indigo theme, the empty state widget, and the bottom nav feel more premium. Code architecture? Tie. Both used provider effectively and structured their files well. Functionality? Tie. Both nailed the custom categories and date filtering. Reliability? Gemini takes it. It compiled 100% error-free on the very first try. Opus needed that one little nudge. Winner? If I want a reliable codebase that compiles now without me thinking, Gemini 3 Pro. If I want a UI that looks 10% better and I don't mind debugging one small error, Claude Opus 4.5. It's January 2026, and we are at the point where AI isn't just writing snippets, it's architecting entire apps with state management. The fact that both models understood in-memory storage and date range filtering and wired them together correctly is insane. Gemini is your reliable senior engineer who writes safe, compiling code every time. But in general, for polishing an app, Gemini still needs some improvement. Claude is your creative front-end dev who makes it look pretty, but might miss a semicolon. Combine them, that be the workflow. Which style do you prefer? The clean stability of Gemini or the aesthetic polish of Opus? Let me know in the comments. And seriously, go check out VibeGigs.com. Create a profile, post your own results from this prompt. I want to see if you can get them to build something even better. Smash subscribe if you want to see us try a full 3D game next week. Stay vibin', stay coding. Peace.